Welcome to episode number 16 of this MLB The Show 22 Postseason series. And today, I'm obviously playing my MLB The Show 22 Postseason series. Obviously, because I just said that 15 sentences ago, and obviously it says it in the title. So I said that. Obviously, I'm playing my MLB The Show 22 Postseason series because I just said that 20 sentences ago, and it says it in the title. And yeah. As you can see, there's the postseason bracket right in front of me. It's the World Series, Astros, Brewers, Game 4. The Brewers are up 3-0 and are one win away from sweeping the Astros and winning their first World Series in franchise history. They've been to one World Series. It was in 1982. It was 40 years ago. This is 2022. That's the current year in real life. The first and only time the Brewers have made it to the World Series in franchise history was 1982, and that was when the Brewers were still in the AL. Yes, the Brewers are now in the National League, but back then when they went to their only World Series in franchise history, which was, like I said, 1982, the Brewers were in the American League, and they played the St. Louis Cardinals, which obviously cannot happen in real life now because the Cardinals and Brewers are both in the NL. But back then, the Cardinals were in the NL and the Brewers were in the AL, and then the Houston Astros. Up until 2000, it was 2013, or before 2013, the Astros were in the NL. Yes, now they're in the AL, but the Astros before 2013 were in the NL. And in 2005, when the Astros played the White Sox, well, the Astros were in the NL, White Sox were in the AL. Obviously, now that World Series can't happen because the White Sox and Astros are both in the AL. But back then, before 2013, the Houston Astros were in the National League. So really, this World Series, the Astros are in the AL, but they were in the NL before 2013. The Brewers are in the NL right now, but back when they went to their only World Series in franchise history, they were in the AL. So that means basically the Astros and the Brewers have been in the other league before, like the Astros in the NL and the Brewers in the AL. So obviously in this game, the Astros are in the American League and the Brewers are in the National League. It's Game 4 of the World Series in Houston. If the Brewers win, they'll sweep the Astros and win their first World Series in franchise history. If the Brewers win Game 4, they'll sweep the Astros and win their first World Series in franchise history. If the Astros win Game 4, they'll force a Game 5. And if the Astros win Game 4, they'll force a Game 5 in Houston because Games 3, 4, and 5 are in Houston. If the Astros win Game 4, they'll force a Game 5 in Houston tomorrow night in this game. As Game 4 is on October 29th, 2022. I just have the Brewers win, they win the World Series. If the Astros win, they force a Game 5. First round over the Brewers. Colton won. It says 1 to 6 days for his injury. I think I said in the last episode it was a 1 to 2 week injury. It was actually a 1 to 6 day injury, or I think it wasn't a 1 to 6 day injury, well now it is. It's a strained pectoral muscle, I think, or it says strained pectoral, which I believe is a muscle. It says 1 to 6 days now, but I don't think it was 1 to 6 days because he's not on the playoff roster. Like Altuve, who was out 1 to 6 days with that bruised arm, only ended up being out 2 days. He was stayed on the playoff roster. Colton Wong didn't, and I believe because the injury time does go down. I believe it was at 1 to 2 weeks, and now it's 1 to 6 days. So I'm not sure if he's going to come back for the World Series or not. The Brewers win this game, they'll win the World Series, and obviously he won't come back, but the Brewers would have won it. Or obviously if the Brewers win Game 4, they'll win the World Series. That means Colton won't come back in the World Series, but the Brewers would have won the World Series. And then if you go over to the Astros, Chad McCormick broke his shin. It was a 1 to 2 month injury, now it's 3 to 4 weeks. Obviously he's still out for the rest of the playoffs because the playoffs are going to end possibly in this game, and if it's not in this game, they'll end in, well, like 5 days, even if 5 days max. But yeah, let's get into Game 4. Can the Astros, there's only been one team in MLB history to come back down 3-0 in a best-of-7 series to win the series. And it was the 2004, it was the Boston Red Sox who were down 3-0 to the Yankees in the 2004 ALCS. The Red Sox were down 3-0 to the Yankees in the 2004 ALCS, came out to win games 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then ended up winning in the 2004 ALCS, the Yankees won games 1, 2, and 3, and then the Red Sox won games 4, 5, and 6, won the series after being down 3-0, and then they won the World Series that year, which was their first World Series championship since like 1918. So when they won it, when the Red Sox won it all, when the Red Sox won it all in 2004, it was their first World Series championship, or World Series win, or yeah, World Series. It was in 2004 when the Red Sox won it all. It was their first World Series championship since 1918, which is like 85 years. So yeah, can the Astros force a Game 5, or will the Brewers sweep the Astros and win their first World Series in franchise history? We'll find out, well, by the end of the video. Let's get into it. Starting pitching matchup for Game 4 is Eric Lauer for the Brewers and Justin Verlander for the Astros. 8:05 Eastern Standard Time. Let's get into the game right now. Lauer is 2-0 with a 0 ERA, and Verlander has no record with a 1.25 ERA. The Astros are the red controller, and the Brewers are the blue controller. Alternate one uniforms for the Astros, and alternate one uniforms for the Astros, road uniforms for the Brewers. Minute Maid Park holds 41,000, opened in 2000. Presentation mode broadcast, quick counts on, retractable roof open, cloud covered, clear skies. So yeah, Verlander's a righty and an 88 overall, and Lauer's a lefty and a 75 overall. So righty versus lefty, 88 versus 75. And so Altuve's back. He had the bruised arm out 1 to 6 days in it, only been out 2 days. He only missed Game 2. And he obviously hit a homer in Game 3, but the Astros lost Game 3, 3-2. And as I said, I might put Jason Castro in as catcher, but he's a left-hander. Castro is, and then Lauer's a left-hander, so no. Then I put in Lemus Diaz and Nico Ditterman at shortstop. I'll leave Jeremy Pena in at shortstop. Let's get into, actually no. Let's put, I'm going to put Nico Ditterman at shortstop instead of Jeremy Pena. So, Nico Ditterman takes the place of Jeremy Pena in the batting order and in the field. So, Ditterman's a shortstop and batting eighth. Let's get into Game 4 right now on the play-by-play announcer for this game. And John Shambi is not turned down at all. Let's get into the game right now. Like I said, Game 4 of the World Series. If the Brewers win, they win the World Series for the first time in franchise history. If the Astros win, they force a Game 5. So let's get into it right now. And let's like, oh my. Game time decision. The bench coach has just received word that Rowdy Tellez, the Brewers' first baseman, injured himself, neck sprain, before arriving at the park today. He can still play, but long-term injury is a risk. Well, I mean, at this point, I'm gonna just play him because if like I said, the Brewers win this game, the World Series, they win the World Series, and obviously this postseason bracket would be over. And even if, say, they don't win the World Series in this game, they could have won it, and then say the Brewers lose this game, they still have 3 more chances after this game to win the World Series. It says the bench coach has just received word that Rowdy Tellez, the Brewers' first baseman, has injured himself, neck sprain, before arriving at the park today. He can still play, but long-term injury is a risk. He's fine. I mean, like I said, the Brewers win the game and win the World Series. So let's get into the game. Tellez will stay in the game. Hopefully, he doesn't get something more than a neck sprain. I assume a neck sprain probably is like 1 to 6 day injury, like Altuve's bruised arm and pulled the one with patellar strain or whatever. Well, I think Juan's injury was like 1 to 2 weeks. Now it's 1 to 6 days, but Altuve's bruised arm was 1 to 6 days. We are here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas for Game 4 of the 2022 World Series. And the 2022 World Series features the Milwaukee Brewers and the Houston Astros. Hi then everybody, Vinny J, or hi then everybody, Vinny J in Studio 42, or hi then everybody, Vinny J in Studio 42, aka the Man Cave. Welcome to the World Series here on the show. Here's the series recap right here. The Brewers have a 3-0 stranglehold here in the World Series. As the Brewers won Game 1, 3-1, Game 2, 2-1 in walk-off fashion, and then the Brewers won Game 3 here in Houston, 3-2. It's Justin Verlander for Houston, or it's Justin Verlander starting for Houston, Eric Lauer starting for Milwaukee. And the Brewers win their first World Series in franchise history, or will the Astros force a Game 5? We'll find out, and, well, let us at the end of the video. First pitch of Game 4 of the World Series comes your way next. Justin Verlander gets the start for Houston here in this Game 4 elimination, Justin Verlander gets the start for Houston here in Game 4. Elimination game for Houston, obviously down 3-0 here in the World Series. 3 starts for Verlander in the postseason. No record, a 1.25 ERA. Has pitched 21 2/3 innings, 16 hits, 0.83 WHIP, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. As Verlander and the Astros are trying to force the Game 5, while Lauer and the Brewers are trying to sweep the Astros here in the World Series and win their first World Series in franchise history. Here's the Urias, which basically was a Game 4 hero, or excuse me, Game 3 hero with that 3-run home run, and that was all the offense the Brewers needed. As we're on your way here in Game 4 of the World Series. Here's Verlander to Urias, ground ball, Gurriel will throw it to Verlander, and there's one down, leading up the ball game. And here's the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers as they try to win, or here's the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers as they're trying to win their first World Series in franchise history. It's Luis Arias, Willie Adames, Christian Yelich, Andrew McCutchen, the DH, Rowdy Tellez, Hunter Renfroe, Omar Narvaez, Lorenzo Cain, and Jace Peterson. 4 home runs of the team for the Brewers here in the postseason. One of them, the 3-run home run by Arias, is the only home run for the Brewers in the series, but the Brewers have a 3-0 stranglehold here in this best-of-7 World Series. Here's Adames. Ground ball, base hit for Adames. Hit it right back where it came from. 1-out single for Adames. 1-on-1 out now for Yelich, who kind of is struggling here in the playoffs. Here we go. Roof is open here in Houston. Here's Yelich. He's been 161 here in the playoffs, which is not good. But his team's 1-1 away from winning the World Series, 1-2, and it'll be his first World Series in his career if the Brewers do win the series. Or win the World Series. Ground ball, this should be 2. Gunnar will feel it. Behind the bat, flip! 2-out, 2-man. What a double play! Behind the bat! Ground ball, Gunnar went behind the bat, 2-out, 2-man. Now, Altuve throws the Gurriel out first for a double play. 1 hit for the Brewers, but it was a race on double play. Astros coming to the bat, no score here in Game 4 of the World Series. Here's Eric Lauer on the mound for the Brewers here in Game 4. The Brewers are trying to win their first World Series in franchise history here tonight. 2 starts here in the playoffs, as you guys saw. 2 wins, so he has 2 wins and 2 starts. Here's Altuve, who had a solo home run in Game 3 after missing Game 2 with that bruised arm. Ground ball, Arias, who was, like I said, the Game 3 hero. Throw to Tellez, who, like I said, has a little bit of a neck sprain, but he's playing through it, 1 down. And here's the starting lineup for the Houston Astros, as they try to stay alive here tonight. Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, Alex Bregman, Yordan Alvarez at DH, Yuri Gurriel, Kyle Tucker, Jake Myers, Nico Didrum, and Martin Maldonado. 252 team average for the Astros here in the postseason, as they try to stay alive and force a Game 5 here in Game 4. Michael Brantley batting .213. Ground ball up the middle. Pass the wrist. 1-on single for Brantley. And here comes Bregman. 1-on, 1-out. And the Astros won their alternate 1 uniforms. The orange top with the white pants. 1-on, 1-out. 2-2 pitch to Bregman. Little jam shot pass the wrist. And over to 9-3 is Renfroe, not in time. 2-on, 1-out now for Alvarez as the Astros are letting the strike early and first here in Game 4. Here's Alvarez, the DH. Ground ball off the lid of the pitcher, right to Arias. Alvarez is out. So 1-4-3 ground out, 2 down. Score on the play 1-4-3. As it hit the leg, the pitcher does it down at first. Runners at the second and third. 2 outs for Gurriel. Hits the outfield to make it 2-0. 1-on pitch. And that is low, 2-1. Last 8 games, Duriel's 11 for 35. Here we go. 2-1 pitch. 2 runners in scoring position. Ground ball up the middle. Flying down my wrist. Jump throw. Got him, and that saved the run. And the Astros strand runners to second and third. And the 1. No score here in Game 4 of the World Series here in the show. Here we go. Top 2. Here's McCutchen. I don't think he's won a World Series in his career. He's been 326 here in the playoffs. Ground ball snagged on a hop by Verlander. 1 down. Brewers, I believe, won like 6 straight games. I believe they were down 2-1 in the NLCS. One that's 3 games, and then won the first 3 innings here in the World Series. They're on a winning streak here. Here's Tellez. He's playing a net sprain. Playing through a net sprain. Ground ball, Goodrum. To the right of center, will throw out Tellez. 2 down quickly here in the second inning. Verlander obviously won the Cy Young with, I believe, the Tigers, and I believe he's won it with the Astros. I don't know if that's a fact or not, but I know he's won the Cy Young, I think, a few times at least. But either way, he's a good pitcher, although he's like 38 years old. Ground ball, Verlander. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Justin Verlander. Middle of 2, no score here on the show. Here we go. Like I said, the Astros are wearing their alternate 1 uniforms, the orange top and the white pants. Here's Tucker, then it's Myers, then Goodrum. Shift is on. Tucker's been at 288 here in the playoffs. 3-1 hitters count, and then at the outside corner, full count. 2021, he had a 4.9 WAR, which is wins above replacement, I believe. Full count. Ground ball, and it's past Adames. Punch between Adames and Peterson. Leadoff single for Tucker, and here comes Myers. Here's Myers, batting 225 here in the playoffs. Took the spot of the injured Chad McCormick when McCormick broke his shin in the ALDS against Chicago. 1-on pitch. Ground ball right to the wrist. Second 1. First double play. Got Myers by half a step. 2 down. Nico Goodrum setting on the Astros with a 773 OPS. 3-1 hitters count. Maldonado on deck. And that is inside, ball 4. 2 out 1 for Goodrum, and here comes Maldonado. Top of the order, follow-up Maldonado can get on. He's struggling though, been at 114 here in the postseason. Foul ball 1-2 to the Astros catcher. He's played, I think, almost every game. I think he's played almost every game in the postseason except for like 1 or 2. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to Les, routine, and then over. 1 hit and 1 walk for Houston, but 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 runner left for Houston, and the 2 no score here in Houston. Here's Narvaez. Then it's Kane and Peterson. Little jam shot over the mound, Goodrum. 20 feet from Narvaez as Goodrum throws him out by 2 or 3 steps, 1 down. Here's Kane, who I know in real life is not released by the Brewers, but he was released after I started this postseason in Bradford, so he's still on the Brewers. Chase Peterson on deck. Ground ball, Tuve will field it, throw, kind of running the other direction, or run it off his back foot, or on the run, really made that throw. 2 down now for Peterson. Top of the order follow if Peterson gets on. Ground ball up the middle, flat down by Goodrum on the run, got him. 1 hit for the Brewers in 3 innings, but that was a very sound double play. So Verlander has faced a minimum through 3 innings. Middle of 3, no storm. Top of the order due up for Houston. Here's Altuve. Did homer. I saw a home run in Game 3. Ground ball hit hard, but Urias is right there. 1 down. Altuve later said did not start in Game 2. He did play in Game 2. He came in as a defensive substitution in the bottom of the 9th in Game 2 because he had that bruised arm. And the reason why I didn't start him is I don't want his injury to be worse. And the reason I put him in the bottom of the 9th is because I know I also play center base. Here we go. The Astros had what, like 2? Well, they had a 1-0 lead in Game 2 and 3. Ground ball off the pitcher again. Brilliantly, no, it's dropped by Tellez or something happened. I'm not sure what happened, but that was the weirdest. I don't know, Tellez, maybe because of his neck sprain. Well, what happened was a ground ball off the pitcher's lead, went right to Peterson, he fielded it, and really Tellez should have caught that, but he like tried to like catch it like not normal. He tried to catch it like down. I don't know how to try to catch it down instead of up. He had his glove like turned downward, and maybe that's because of the net sprain why he dropped the ball. But I'll slap him with an E3, and here comes Bredman. Ground ball has to be 2 to erase the error, and it will erase the error. Double play to pitch by Tellez. 1 error for the Brewers, but the erased on a double play. And the 3, no score. Top 4, no score. Here's Arias, then it's Adames, then Kane, and then Yelich. Popped up! Right in front of the mound, basically. Verlander will call it and catch it. 1 down. We haven't had a game that there's been more than 5 runs scored. Brewers won game 1, 3-1, won game 2, 2-1 in walk-off fashion, and the Brewers won game 3 here in Houston, 3-2. Here's Adames, 1 for 1. Ground ball, Altuve will field that and throw Adames 2 down quickly here in the 4th inning. Here comes Yelich. 2 for 13 with an RBI in the series. That was, I believe, in game 1 he got the RBI. He's been struggling. Foul ball, 2-2. 2-2 to number 22. Both pitchers do have 5 pitches. 2-2 pitch to Yelich. Ground ball, Bredman will field it. It's on a tough play for Bredman, and he did not get him. Yelich beat it out. And here goes McCutchen. By the way, a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a 12-foot serve, a changeup, and a 2-seam fastball for Verlander. 1 on, 2 out now for McCutchen, the veteran DH. Ground ball, Verlander, and the inning is over. 1 hit for the Brewers, but it was stranded at first base. Middle of 4, the score is still the Brewers 0 and the Astros 0. Here in game 4 of the World Series. There's Alvarez, who's 0 for 1 in the game. Then it's Gurriel, then Tucker. Full count, the Astros DH. Ground ball, Adames, right of second. Shift was on. We'll throw out the Astros DH on Alvarez. 1 down now for Gurriel. Gurriel's 1 for 13 here in the World Series. Did have a chance at runs at 2nd and 3rd and 2 outs in the 1st inning, but got out. 45th pitch to Lauer. 1 on pitch. Fly ball is hit well, but well shy of being a home run. Kane's got it 1 down. 2 down. Both pitchers are settling in here as we're in the middle innings. No score. Here's Tucker. It's single in the 2nd. Brewers have 2 hits. Astros have 3 hits. Brewers have a 2-minute error too. It's on a Tellez. Ground ball, Lauer. This one will be caught by Tellez, and it over. And the 4, still no score. Now we know 5th inning here in game 4. Here's Tellez, 0 for 1. Like I said, he's playing through a net sprain. He suffered before he got to the ballpark. Ground ball past Gurriel. Altuve's there in shallow right field. A throw at the Gurriel. Dude, it's back to the base. 4-3 to round out 1 down. As the shift was on, and Altuve was in shallow right field. Here's Renfroe, 2 for 10 in the series, in the World Series. 2 on pitch. Round ball, snapped behind his back by Verlander, 2 down. Yeah, Verlander was waving here in Houston. Verlander's mowing down the Brewers, standing for Lauer, mowing down the Astros. Fly ball, line drive, Brantley will dive, and it's past him. And it's by the garage doors out there, and it's almost thrown away by the center fielder, but that's a double, as it got by Brantley with a dive, and it went all the way to the garage doors in left center field, which is the garage doors in left center field is obviously, well, in front of the Brewers bullpen. The garage doors in front of the Brewers bullpen. And now Kane with a runner at center and 2 outs. Fly ball down the line, and that will be foul. 1-2 now to Kane. Runner at center and 2 outs. Ground ball Altuve. Throw to first is low, pitched by Gurriel, and that saved an error. And the 2-out double goes to waste. Halfway home here, and the 2-out double goes to waste. Halfway home here in Houston. No score. And we go officially in the 2nd half of game 4. Here's Myers. Then it's Goodrum, then Maldonado. Then the top of the order if we did that far. Bottom 3rd due up for the Astros here in the 5th. Popped up. Fly ball, shallow center. Kane's on his horse, but Kane's on his horse, and he'll get there 1 down. And now Ditteron, who walked in his first plate appearance. Ground ball, Reyes is right there. Quickly 2 down for Maldonado. And now Maldonado has been at 111 here in the playoffs. 1-on pitch. Ground ball, Lauer. And the inning is over. Both pitchers are getting into a groove here in Game 4 and the 5. No score. Here we go. Still scoreless. Top 6. Here's Peterson, top of the order, follow. 50 pitch coming from Verlander. Fly ball. It's hit well. But he just missed it as it's caught by Brantley. Shy of the warning track. 1 down. As Peterson just missed that. He didn't miss anything. Here's Luis Arias. 3 for 13 with after that 3-run home run and like 2 singles in the World Series. Ground ball to his other center baseman. One center baseman round up to the other. 2 down quickly. Here in the 6th. As both pitchers are starting to in groove, but here we go. Here's Adames. Fly ball, right center, and Verlander's in a groove here. Another 1-2-3 in for Verlander, or another 1-2-3 in for Verlander at middle of 6, no score. Top of the order due up for the Astros here in the bottom of 6 is Altuve, who was batting like 385 coming in, now he's probably batting like 370. 0 for 2, ground ball, but make that 1 for 3, base hit for Altuve. One out single, and that's the go-ahead run at first base, and here comes Michael Brantley. Down on a 1 for 2 with a single, but I believe it was a single and then reach on an error by Tellez in his last at bat. 3-1 hitters count to the veteran left fielder Brantley. Altuve runs on 3-1. Ground where no one was because the runner was going the third is Altuve, and he'll get there easily as there was no one there because the runner was going. Signal for Brantley, and here comes Brenman with runners in the corners, nobody out, and that's a go-ahead run 90 feet away. And the infield is half straight up and halfway, outfield straight up and normal. Runners in the corners, nobody out for Brantley. Or excuse me, runners in the corners, nobody out for Bredman. 1-2 pitch. And that is outside to Tate. 2-2 now. Alvarez on deck. Popped up, or fly ball right center. Kane's behind it. Jenner throw to the plate. Runner's tagging. Throw to the plate. It's up the line. Altuve safe. And the Astros strike first in Game 4. Sack fly for Bredman. Sack fly and RBI for Alex Bredman. Altuve scores from third. 1 out now for Alvarez. A good throw to an online throw might have got Altuve, but it was thrown up the third base line by Kane. 1 out for Alvarez. Fly ball Kane. This one he'll have to have a janitor throw on. And he'll make the catch. 2 down. Here's Duriel now. 1 on 2 out. Astros have a 1-0 lead in Game 4 in the bottom of the 6th. That's low. 2-1. 2-1 now. Fly ball Kane, right center, but he is there in and over. But the Astros hit 2 hits, and they did a run, and the Astros hit 2 hits and a run, and they got the run on the sac fly by Bredman. We head to the 7th here in Game 4. It's 1-0 Houston. Here we go. Brewers have 9 more outs to work with. Down 1-0. Here's Yelich. Part of the lineup due up for the Brewers, but they haven't got anything going offensively. Ground ball, and what a stop! Just knocked down by Ditteron, but no play. Infield signal for Yelich, and that could start something here in the 7th inning. And they're starting to warm up Pedro Baez in the Houston bullpen. Not checking the Brewers bullpen yet. And they're starting to warm up Jalen Dustin in the Brewers bullpen. So righty warming up in both bullpens. Yelich just some speed here. Runner's going! Now it was another hit and a run, but this one's fouled back by McCutcheon. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, got him! First strikeout of the game for Verlander got him on the 12th at serve, one down now for Tellez. 0 for 2. Runner's going. This is a hit and run. Gravel pass Altuve. And going to third is Yelich. And thrown to third by Myers, not in time. And the time runs 90 feet away. As it was a hit and run. And it's a signal for Tellez with the runner in motion. And because the runner's in motion, runner got over to third. Renfroe runs in the corners, nobody, or runners in the corners, one out. Time run 90 feet away. Ground ball up the middle. Diamond is going to run base hit. Tie game. As coming in from third is Yelich. RBI signal for Renfroe. And we're tied. As the Brewers couldn't do anything doing in this inning. It was 0-0 down in the bottom of the sixth. Astros got one in the bottom of the sixth. Brewers have got one so far in the top of the seventh. And it's 1-1. And here comes the pitching coach for Houston. Only 66 pitches thrown for Verlander, but there's 2 out, 1 out. And remember, the Brewers, if they win this game, they'll win the World Series. Here's Narvaez. 2 out, 1 out. Foul ball, 1-2 to the Brewers catcher. Ground ball should be 2. Goodrum, Altuve, Gurriel, double play to pitch by Gurriel on the low throw by Altuve, but the Brewers tie the game on this RBI signal by Hunter Renfroe. 7th inning stretch time here at the ballpark. It's the Brewers 1 and the Astros 1 here in Game 4. Here we go. Bottom 7, energy of Flowers in the yellow, and here comes the new pitcher from the Milwaukee bullpen. Yandel Gustavs, only 1 appearance in the playoffs, pitched 2/3 of the inning. He is not a submarine. I thought he was. 2-2 pitch to Tucker, ground ball, base hit, and it's a go-ahead run at first base with nobody out here in the 7th inning. And Yelich almost threw that away right there. Runner at first, nobody out now for Myers. And you're starting to warm up. Aaron Ashby and the Milwaukee bullpen. Runner stays put. And a little pop-up jammed him. Jammed Myers. Renfroe's there, 1 down now for Goodrum. Jenner 0 for 1 with a walk. Remember, he's a switch hitter, so now he's batting left-handed. 1 on pitch. And that is low. 2-1. Hit the zone, but the umpire called it a ball. 2-1. Maldonado on deck. That is low. 3-1. Maldonado, like I said, is on deck. Fly ball right center. It was 3-1. That would have probably been a strike. And Kane is there in right center field. 2 down now for Maldonado. Now Maldonado, 0 for 2 in the game. 1 on pitch. Ground ball, Reyes. We go to center for the force, and an over. 1 hit and 1 left for Houston. And the 7, the score is still Brewers. The score is still the Brewers 1 and the Astros 1. Top 8, it's in crunch time. Who wants it more? Will the Brewers win the World Series, or will the Astros force a game 5 ground ball? Goodrum field it. He's got to hurry, and he got him by a step as Kane at 80 speed was hustling down the line, but 1 down. And now Peterson, top of the order to follow. Energy of Verlander still in the green. Full count to Peterson. Ground ball, could have been ball 4, but he swung. And that is a 6-3 ground out. 2 down here in the 8th quickly. My goodness. Numbers on 2 outs, top 8. Here's the top of the order. Reyes 0 for 3 after being the hero in Game 3 last night. Last night in this game. Little tapper. Verlander's through 8 innings. But the game's tied at 1 after 7.5. Here we go, Altuve. Was it? Home run in the last game. Line drive, base hit. And that's a go-ahead run for botched it. But it doesn't get too far away, so Altuve will stay put. Leadoff signal for Altuve, and here comes here's StatCast powered by Google Cloud. The hit was perfect. That probably was at least 110 off the bat. It was a 111 off the bat. And you might maybe see a pinch runner now. And Jose Siri was 99 speed and 77 stealing. Will pinch run for Jose Altuve at first base. And they're going to bring in Aaron Ashby. So now Brennan the lefty to face the lefty. Ashby the lefty, Brantley the lefty. 1-2 pitch. Runners going. Ground ball. No one was. Flagged down by Peterson, who's the third baseman. That was a heck of a play by Peterson, as the shortstop wasn't there because he was covering center base. And Peterson had it over to his left. Lucky that was slow chopper, so it's a 5-3 ground out. But then, now the go-ahead runs at center base with 1 out. Here in the here in the 8th inning. And here, Brad Botsberger is trying to warm up in the Brewers bullpen. And the Astros bullpen, Vise is ready and waiting, but also starting off to close at Ryan Presley if they do take the lead. But Presley's kind of struggled here in the playoffs with saves. He blew one in game 2. Ground ball up the middle, off the pitcher's glove. And now there's confusion, and Ashby did not get the ball quick enough. Infield single. Runs in corners, 1 out now for Alvarez. And Jeremy Pena will pinch run for Alex Brennan at first base and get some more speed, because if it's a slow chopper, they have to go home, or go home. They go 79 speed at first base, 99 speed at third base. Runners in corners, 1 out now for Alvarez. Ground ball right back, coming home is Ashby, and he got him. As Series thrown out at the plate, Ashby had to turn around because he's a lefty and fire it home, and he got Siri by 10 feet, 2 down. 2 on, 2 out now for Gurriel. Ground ball off the middle, base hit. Here comes the go-ahead run around third. Gaines thrown to the plate. It's offline. RBI single for Yuri Gurriel, and the Astros have the lead, as they have retaken the lead here in Game 4. 2-1 Houston here in the bottom of the 8th. Gurriel right now would be the Game 4 hero, but the game's not over yet. Runner first will be in motion, full count to Tucker. Tucker, ground ball, Adames will throw to first, and the Astros, throw to first is in time, and the inning's over. But Yuri Gurriel with an RBI single up the middle gives the Astros a lead back. Last chance for the Brewers in the top of the 9th, end of 8th, 2-1 Houston. Astros throughout the way are coming into the game as Jeremy Pena at third base, and coming into the game at second base. Oh, Jose Siri can't play second base. Oh gee. Well, I forgot that Diaz is not in it. Coming into the game as Jeremy Pena at third base. Because Jeremy Pena is a shortstop, he also was set in at third base. Jose Siri is a center fielder, or is an outfielder, only to the outfield. And coming in to play center base, so Houston only will have one bench player left. That will be Jason Castro, because Alemnis Diaz will replace Jose Siri at center base, or Alemnis Diaz will replace Jose Siri at first base, Alemnis Diaz will replace Jose Siri at second base defensively. So coming in the game is Diaz at second base. So it's Gurriel at first base, Diaz at second base, Goodrum at shortstop, and then it's Gurriel at first base, Diaz at second base, Goodrum at shortstop, and then Pena at third base, and then in the outfield it's still. And like I said, it's Gurriel at first base, Diaz at center base, Goodrum at short, and then Pena at third base, and then in the outfield still Brantley in left, Myers in center, and Tucker in right, and obviously it's still Maldonado will be on the plate. Here we go. Here comes the Astros closer Ryan Presley, who's been struggling with saves at 4 for 7 on save opportunities. Yeah, 4 saves and 7 save opportunities. Blew a save in game 2. Not the loss. Fans are cheering though. Astros 3 outs away from forcing a game 5 right here in Houston tomorrow night. In this game. The Brewers aren't going down without a fight. 2-3-4 due up from Milwaukee here in the 9th. Adames, Yelich, McCutchen. Ground ball, Diaz, routine. Will throw it to Gurriel, 1 down, as Adames is retired. Now it's up to Yelich. Yelich, now McCutchen. Yelich 2 for 3 with the 2 singles and scored the only run for Houston. For the last at bat, their corner infielders were protecting the lines. Now it shifts on to The only guy on the left side of the infield is the third baseman Pena. 1-on pitch. Ground ball. General charge. He's got to hurry. Throwing the run. Got him. 2 down. And the Astros are an out away from forcing a Game 5. Now it's up to McCutcheon, who struck out in the 7th. 0 for 3 in the game. Last chance for Houston, or last chance for Milwaukee. Shifted on to the left in the infield and outfield. So Gurriel's the only guy on the right side of the infield. Last chance for Milwaukee. Astros are out away from forcing a Game 5. Ground ball should do it. Diaz to the left of center, throwing the run, got him! And the Astros win Game 4, and they have forced a Game 5, as they're not dead yet, as the Astros win Game 4 2-1, and they have forced a Game 5 right here in Houston tomorrow night in this game. What a game. Verlander gets the win, Lauer gets a loss, and Presley gets the save. It's 5th save and 8 save opportunities. He's now 5 saves, or Presley gets his 5th save and he gets his 5th save and his 8th save opportunity. As Ashby gets the loss, not Lauer. So Aaron Ashby gets the loss, Justin Verlander gets the win, and Ryan Presley gets the save. Justin Verlander gets the win, Aaron Ashby gets the loss, and Ryan Presley gets the save. His 5th of the postseason, as the Astros win Game 4 as they win their first game of the World Series. As the Brewers still lead the series 3-1, but the Brewers, unfortunately, cannot win the World Series here in Game 4, and actually gives the Astros some momentum going into Game 5, because like I said, Game 5 is the next night, or tomorrow night in this game, right here in Houston. And then if it does go to Game 6, both teams will have a day off between Games 5 and 6, and Game 6, if there is one, and Game 7, if there is one, will both be in Milwaukee. So there's 3 games left, possibly in the World Series. Game 5 is in Houston, and then Game 6 and 7, if there is a Game 6 and or Game 7, will both be in Milwaukee. So Game 5 in Houston, Game 6 and 7 in Milwaukee. As the Astros win their first game of the World Series, as the Astros win Game 4 2-1, and they have cut the Brewers' lead here in the World Series to 3-1. They still have to win 3 more games in a row to win the World Series, but you have to start somewhere. They had to win 4 in a row. Now they've won 1 in a row, so 1 win down, 3 wins to go. The Brewers still lead this best of 7 World Series 3-1, but unfortunately they cannot close out the World Series here in Game 4. But the Brewers still have 3 more chances, to do so. As Justin Verlander gets the win, Aaron Ashby gets the loss, and Ryan Presley gets a save. And the player of the game is also Justin Verlander, who, like I said, got the win, and he's also the player of the game, which he should be because he pitched 8 innings, 6 hits, 1 strikeout, no walks, 1 earned run. And then the Astros had 9 hits, Brewers had 6 hits. So 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, which was by Tellez for the Brewers, and then 2 runs and 9 hits, no errors for the Astros. As the Astros win Game 4 2-1, and they have cut the Brewers' lead in this best of 7 World Series to 3-1. As Game 5, like I said, is tomorrow night in this game, right here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. See you. Or Game 4, or like I said, the Astros win Game 4 2-1, and they have cut the Astros win Game 4 2-1, and they have cut the Brewers' lead in this best of 7 World Series. The Astros have, like I said, won Game 4 2-1, and they have cut the Brewers' lead in this best of 7 World Series to 3-1. As Game 5 is tomorrow night in this game, right here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. And yeah, should be a good Game 5, but the Brewers still at 3-1, and they're still 1 win away from winning their first World Series in franchise history. See you in Game 5. Yeah, that was a good game. Altuve 2 for 4 with a run scored. I believe he was the one that scored the game-winning run. First run was driven in by Altuve scored I believe Altuve scored the first run, and the second run was scored by, I don't know who it was scored by, but I believe Altuve was the one that scored the first run, and then Bredman sack fly. Bredman had a sack fly, and then obviously Gurriel had the RBI single, and then obviously the only runs driven in by Milwaukee was driven in by Renfroe in the 7th inning. So the Astros got 1 run in the 6th inning, and 1 run in the 8th inning, and then the Brewers got 1 run in the 7th inning. So it was 1-0 in Houston in the bottom of the 6th, then it was 1-1 in the top of the 7th, and then it was 2-1 Houston in the bottom of the 8th, and then Presley sent the Brewers down 1-2-3 in the top of the 9th. Shut the door, and as he did his 5th save and his 8th save opportunity, so he's down 5 for 8 on save opportunities, which is, it could be better, but it is just over 50%, which for a closer should be I mean, you shouldn't be blowing 3 saves in the postseason, but everyone's human, everyone's human, no one's perfect. 5 for 8, just like I said, just over 50%. Yeah, this episode of the series will be Game 5 of the World Series between the Brewers and the Astros at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Like I said, that will be on this episode of the series, and it will most likely go up on Saturday. Or the next episode of the series, like I said, will be Game 5 of the World Series. Well, and like I said, next episode of the series will be Game 5 of the World Series, and it will most likely go up on Saturday, July 23rd. Like I said, I've been trying to do an episode of the series every other day. This episode might be done. This episode or this video is going up on Thursday, July 21st, or Friday, July 22nd. But regardless of when this video is going up, this episode of the series should be on Saturday, July 23rd. Hopefully, because like I said, I've been trying to do an episode of the series every other day. I'm filming this on Thursday, July 21st, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to post it today because I have some things to do later. But regardless of when this video is going up, like I said, this episode of the series will most likely be on Saturday, July 23rd, which for me is 2 days from now. For you guys, it might be 1 or 2 days from now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And by the way, you'll find out what and when the next video on this channel. You'll find out what and when the next video on this channel will be when I post it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, tell me if no more. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos, or pets and friends about these videos. And I'm gonna see you in episode number 17 of this MLB The Show 22 post-season series. See you in episode number 17. And eat a lot of bacon and go Astros.